Howdy folks! In this video called Chains, I will be cutting fabric using my Stripology rulers, both the extra large and the mini. I spent a day starching and preparing all of my fabrics, most of them scraps, either donated, purchased from D-stashes, or leftover from projects in the past year. The quilt I'm preparing for is called Chains, and it's a potato chip quilt pattern for an exchange that I'm going to be working on. Donna at Handmade by Ying with Donna has an exchange group where we were paired up with a partner and we're going to exchange a quilt. And we were given the choice of 4 different potato chip quilt patterns. My partner chose one called Chains and I chose one called Big Diamonds. My partner wanted her fabric in blues and whites, so I went through all of my scraps and my leftover jelly roll strips and what have you. I got a big bin full of scraps, so I just went through everything and found all of my blues and whites and started getting those all cut up and prepared. I have since started sewing all of that together, and that will be in the following video. And in the following video, I will also show you how I complete 2 projects at the same time using leaders and enders. So let's get started. I'll only be showing you the cutting of the last few fabrics in this video, so I can discuss a few cutting techniques and tips with you as I work. I'm going to try to use my own voice, but if it fails me, I may have to use an artificial voice. I have benign nodules on my thyroid which surround my voice box. This makes it difficult to speak and swallow at times. If they grow anymore, surgical intervention will be necessary, but the growth rate has been slow and is being monitored, so at this time we have elected not to have surgery. As I am cutting, you will see me cutting 2 different ways depending on the fabric. I am cutting my potato chip blocks at 2.5 by 4.5. So sometimes I will start with the 2.5 inch strips and subcut them by 4.5 inches, and then at other times I start with 4.5 inches and subcut to 2.5 inches. The outcome is the same. So sit back with your coffee or tea or beverage of your choice and enjoy the music and chill. I will pop back in if I need to point out something or to explain something, or you may see a screen text pop up at various times. You will see my face and hear my voice attempt to speak to you at the end of the video as I show you all of the potato chips that I have gotten cut up for this project. So I'll see you back here in a little bit. Bye-bye. Well, I finished cutting all my potato chips for today, and I'll be starting sewing on my project in the morning. This whole container is full of potato chip blocks. It's more than I will need for the quilt I'm going to be making, but some of them I also cut for a Quilts of Valor quilt. But I wanted to show you a few things before I sign off, and what I do with the leftover scraps after I cut whatever size block I'm cutting. This container contains strings and strips and various different sizes. Like these are 2-inch. I will be using those in a project I already have determined, and same with these. Those are the ends that were left after cutting, and then I have things like strings, and then I have a strip that was miscut. It's just a hair smaller than the 2.5. These are extra 2.5 strips. This piece, my eyes, I cannot tell if that's green or blue. It's going to be used as blue, but it may be green. So anyway, from these scraps I make fabric. And I just keep adding to it, roll it up on a paper towel roll, and then I cut it into shapes for quilts. Scrappy quilts, but quilts. I also take bits and pieces of 2.5-inch wide pieces that aren't 2.5 inches wide, and I sew those onto strips. If I'd have known I was going to be making a potato chip quilt, I could have saved some of these out of here, but I didn't know it when I did it, so it is what it is. But these pieces will be added to these strips. I also have some 1.5-inch started, and these are just from various different quilts. This is a piece of binding that was left over, and I use my empty thread spools also to roll up fabric on. So when I'm cutting fabric, I keep these containers nearby. The pieces that I'm going to roll up on the toilet paper or thread spools goes in this container, and then my strings and things like that also, while I was cutting, if I could, I cut some 2.5-inch squares, which I'm using in this Spectacle of Scraps project that Heather has going on. And so these will go in that project box, which I got the new clue today, so I'll be working on that soon also. So I just wanted to give you a little of what I do, and then I also wanted to show you a little bit of mail I got this week. I won this pattern in a contest on soft squares. And they have a red and white contest coming up this month, and I probably will make this quilt for that contest using, well, I can't find it right now, but it's red fabric that has little teddy bears with hearts on it. I'll make it for a Valentine's quilt. which will go to charity. And then I received my Clue 6 of the Cotton Cuts Mystery, and I'm doing the Tula Pink colorway. I'll be doing some filming of that coming up for you. And then from Cheri, I received the Big Stitch book, which I do big stitch quilting. Some big stitch needles, which are already in my sewing kit, but I saved the card to show you. And then I don't know where I put it right now, but 3-pack of three spools of hand quilting thread, which may already be with the needles in my hand sewing kit. I received these kits for Christmas from my husband. One of them is for my EPP, and one of them is for my quilting. This is my EPP kit, or my quilting, because I use this for both of them. This is the thread conditioner and beeswax, which I have had her scent with lavender because that's my favorite scent. And to use that, you just run your thread through the slots and it coats it with beeswax, and then it will tangle less. Then I have these templates that I got from her for EPP. I'm going to be showing you a tutorial using this one in the very near future. I may use several of them. I have an idea. It's not EPP, but I'm going to use these templates for it. This little template is to cut my papers with, which I've been getting a lot of course when I need it, I can't find it, but those political postcards and things like that, I'm going to be using these to cut those out into my little papers for EPP. And this kit came with a pair of scissors. This is my extra beeswax. I'm going to put Donnell's information in the description of this video so you can see what she's got in it. Excuse me, I'll lose my voice again. There's the thread that I got from Cheri. So I'm going to take one spool and put in this kit, and then the other two spools will go in my other kit, because it takes more thread for quilting than it does for APP. and I use this for both, but this one has more room in it right now, because in this one I won this from Becca in a drawing, and these are my thimbles. This is my needle minder I got from Donnell. I've got needles. And these are some of my templates that I use for hand quilting. I've got all kinds of, I don't know if you can, these are good for EPP too. I have another set on my wish list that I want to get as soon as I can, but they'll come when they come. This is for, I think it's called sashiko or something like that. It's a oriental form of, but I use it just in regular quilting. And I got these off of Amazon. I've had these for a while, I just haven't used them yet. I've used my bigger templates so far, but I'm going to be using these soon because I like them and I want to And this pencil box is full of quilting supplies, marking pens, needle minders, scissors, needles, more needle minders, pencil sharpeners, seam ripper, a fingernail file because my fingers are thin and brittle and they forever are snagging on stuff. These are my chalk markers. I have 3 different colors. And then I've got the different, the Harrow marker and things like that, but I use it in other things so it's not in the kit. So, I'm good to go, and I plan on in the near future on doing little video on some of a quilt that I'm getting ready to do some hand quilting on, and I'll bring you along with me on that. So anyway, that's going to be the end of this video for now, so be blessed, less stressed, and pet some fabric today. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.